Philly F.A.M.E. Philly F.A.M.E.
I never told this story, so this is exclusive. My dad died a few days after the fire bombing in Philadelphia. And my dad died, and at the time, the judge had allowed one of the victims, or one of the cooperating witnesses on our case, which was a victim, they allowed him to go to his parents' funeral. So my family fought for me to go to my father's funeral. The judge wouldn't allow me to go to my father's funeral because they believe I posed a threat to this community. But they allowed the body to come to me in the prison. They brought me the body to FDC Philadelphia, and they brought the body so I could say a prayer in front of my father, see my father, and get my father's last wishes. And it was about 20 marshals surrounding the casket. And I'm always just a silly guy at heart, believe it or not. And all I could think about is just saying, "Ah, you motherfuckers." It scared the shit out of them because they never seen a Muslim body that close up, wrapped up without a bombing fluid. He looked like he was asleep. You understand? So they don't know if we just pulled him the jack move or not. But I said my prayers to my father, gave him his last wishes, and did it with a certain amount of dignity that they never seen before. Because first of all, I'm going through trying times. I'm in prison, I'm in solitary confinement. But it was the month of Ramadan, I was fasting. My father died, he died during the month of Ramadan, and Muslims believe that when the gates of paradise is open and your probability of making it to paradise is increased because of you dying during the month of Ramadan. So everything was falling in place. And they was thinking these are the tools and the things that will make me weaker. My father died. This might break him, take him over the top. It was actually things that was making me stronger, because I knew my father was a good man. I knew he taught me how to be a man. I knew he taught me how to be a Muslim. I knew he taught me a lot of different things, that I was so proud that he was wrapped up, shrouded in his casket, going before his Lord, that it only made me a stronger person and made me proud that that was my father. Not the fact that I lost my father, this is the last time I'm gonna see him, and boo-hooing and so forth and so on. And he never seen nobody conduct himself with that type of dignity. So he asked me, he said, "What was that, what you saying? How did you just handle that like that?" He said, "Because you, for one, it's the first time that's ever happened in the history of the BOP that we bring a body into the prison for you to see the body. That's the first time that ever happened." The marshal said, "I've been working here for 30-some years, never seen that a day in my life, so you're lucky to have that happen for you. That's a blessing within itself." But all of these things was building blocks for me to be stronger, for me to be the man that I am today. And those are the things that builds substance and character. And so to me, it was a beautiful experience. Believe it or not, it was a beautiful experience, because you have to go through, all great people, and I'm not saying I'm great, I'm not claiming any greatness, but in order to be great, in fact, I used to have a saying on my Facebook page, perfection is the enemy of greatness. You can't possibly be on a path towards greatness if you're perfect, or if you don't make mistakes, or if you don't go through adversities. You understand? And Martin Luther King once said that a man is not defined during the times, or it's not a defining moment when you in ease and in comfort. But what defines a man is when he's faced with adversity. So the adversity, the amount of adversity that I received only made me that much better of a man. So as they was thinking they was punishing me, they was actually doing me a favor. They was making me better.
Alright. So yeah, you did it down. You end up coming home. You know,
Dime and a half.
Dime and a half. Know what I mean? So that was crazy in itself, know what I mean? Because you said you never been locked up before, so the first time in, you end up doing 10 years.
4 years in solitary confinement.
Yeah, that's...
And to come home out of that and still have my scruples, I think it was just the mercy and the pleasure of Allah to be able to come through that and still have some form of direction. And it's just a blessing.
Alright. So you come home and now your nephew Teefy, you know they doing
Teefy Bey.
Teefy Bey, you know what I mean?
Teefy.
So it's the new era of the Bey family, you know what I mean? The younger generation, so he got the do-for-self thing. So you come home, you fall right in line with that situation. You know, it's a lot going on with that. But you wasn't new to getting into that type of stuff because before you fell, you was actually like involved with like major figures. I heard like PD Crack mention you before, like you had worked with them and stuff. So give them that rundown, like before you fell, like that part of Philly hip hop. Give them that rundown, like your involvement working with them guys and stuff like that.
Well, Philly hip hop, my experience in Philly hip hop came fast because I was a guy that probably wasn't even listening to music, but Bianca, she appreciated me giving her knowledge and act. She always stay on me and tell me, don't forget, I'm the one got you the music business. All right, Bianca, you the reason why I'm dealing with all this bullshit too. So at the end of the day, I started managing Bianca. She convinced me to manage her. I started managing her. Then I started managing Johnson. And then I got Dutch and Spade. You know, they came as a group because they were still a group, even though they was part of Major Figgas. So I got straightened some stuff out with Dutch and Spade and got them their contract situation together with from Entertainment. That's my man, Lance Rivera. And then we did the deal with Major Figgas. We did the deal with Major Figgas at Warner Brothers. And what's that, Rock Nation? I'm sorry. So we signed with Chris Schwartz and them. And basically that was the emergence of Major Figgas. So I kind of got in the business with on-the-job training. Like I didn't have to spend a lot of money. I didn't have to invest a lot of money into different stuff. I mean, I got Dutch and Spade after a song with him and Beanie. What's the song?
Dead Man Walking.
Dead Man Walking.
You a dead man walking. And you like, damn, why I'm in this coffin? Nigga, I live the life that you talking. I hold the heat, you the motherfucking target. You better duck, bitch.
That was my only thing. I used to always say, how did I get to Dutch and Spade after Dead Man Walking? Because I just thought they should have been straight and people supposed to knew these dudes were stars. So I started managing them. And basically that's how I got into the music business, man. Just dealing with Major Figgas, helping them on the marketing, promoting, whatever it was that we had to do. The Yeah, That's Us song.
Yo, who them players making money now? Yeah, that's us.
Riskless when it's sunny now.
Yeah, that's us. Crystal at the bar now. Yeah, that's us.
20 inches on the car now.
Yeah, that's us.
That was a song originally that we was going to use for Bianca, but TL, Hot Runner, Gilly and them got with him. So we like, look, we might as well use it for the group. And that's the first song we came out with. Yeah, That's Us.
Mm-hmm.
That song would come like number 4
Yeah,
on
that
the
was
Billboard.
classic. That was classic.
So we was doing videos, went all over the world. You know, didn't do too well as far as album sales and stuff like that, but it was a good experience to kind of like learn the business and meet other people from the industry and kind of grow as an executive. And then in prison, I called home one day and talked to Teefy, and he got Do4Self. He told me the name Do4Self. Automatically, I loved the name. I was like, that's it. That's a good name. But even that name kind of helped motivated me to help him out in the music business because I didn't want to be involved with the music business. And to a degree, I'm really working my way out of the music business as fast as I can. I helped Teefy, but I'm probably going into film and television. But when Teefy told me about Do4Self. I said, that's a good name. And I said I wanted to help him because he's very passionate about the business and he really want to grow in the business. And I'm just trying to get him to learn the business of music and not just the promotion of music. Teefy's A&R, he know the music. He loved the young guys, he loved the artists, he's a people person. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's gonna do all of the grunt work that needs to be done to take Do4Self over the top and take us where we need to go. Get us to a point so I can help take us over the top. You know, and then we may have to bring in other outside help and support to take us over the top. But at the end of the day, Do4Self is getting ready to make a lot of moves. We're ready to make some moves with Nizzy, try to get him signed. We're ready to do a distribution deal with him. Got some videos coming with Nizzy. And Do4Self is really starting to position ourselves as the culture influencers of hip hop in Philadelphia. And I can say that confidently because we have a lot to do with the culture of Philly hip hop. If you look at it and you do reflection, you will see us dealing with every last person in Philadelphia hip hop. We don't have no beef with nobody. You understand? And we the strongest in this city, without question. But we cool with everybody. You understand? You see Teefy with AR, you see Teefy with Meek, you see us with Uzi, you see us with P&B, you see us with all the young Rico Harris and all the young boys, because we ain't caught up into none of the nonsense. We about Philadelphia, and we gonna hold Philadelphia down. You understand? We ain't caught up if you from North Philly, South Philly, West Philly, none of that. We got plenty footage, we got plenty stuff to see. Teefy in particular is all over the place. All over the place. All these guys love this guy because Teefy will give you the last shirt off his back. He his last shirt off his back. You understand? And on a real, I don't want to say quiet side, Teefy and us and Do4Self and us really keep a lot of stuff from really overflowing. Really a lot of stuff from overflowing and keeping these dudes from really actually killing themselves. Teefy will interject himself into many conversations dealing with these guys because he know the conversations. You can't lie to him. And the beauty about them guys, as opposed to when I was managing Major Figgas, Teefy, AR, Finesse, Maddox manager, Monte, P&B Rock manager, Mike Brown, all them guys met each other in the music business. You understand? Somewhere or another, doing security, doing club promotions, or whatever the situation may be. Back in the day, all of us, Sadiq, Roller, Stevie G, myself, all us guys, Charlie Mack, all these dudes, we met each other on the streets. So there's a lot more lack of trust with us than it is with these guys. They don't know how to bring it all together, but they had the potential to bring it together because they met each other in a more legitimate fashion. You understand? Where there's less suspicion, you know, less hate, you know. So they have the potential, I believe, to bring this city together, unlike what we had back in the day. Because we had a lot of stuff going on back in the day where dudes was really actually getting killed. And dudes really couldn't trust each other because of the life that we was living in the streets. So it was harder for us to come together. And that's one reason why the Major Figgas deal didn't go through. A lot of talk, like it was this going on and that going on. Man, we ain't messing with them guys. They got our homie killed. Come to find out, these guys ain't got nothing to do with it. So you blew $1 million deal because you got some street shit caught up into business. And come to find out, the thing that you thinking ain't even a reality. So it's a lot of stuff that be holding us back here in Philadelphia. And Do4Self is on the verge of trying to really bridge those gaps. You understand? So we pushing hard to really say, look, it's about the unity. If we come together, we support each other, we can control the narrative. If we control the narrative, we can control the movement. And if we control the movement, we can control the money. And we gotta be able to do it this time, because if we don't keep a hold on what's going on now, we're gonna lose it, because like we lost it before. We had the game, we had Siegel, we had Major Figgas, we had Eve, Roots, you know, then the emergence of the neo-soul community coming. We had all that stuff emerging, and we dropped the ball because we so caught up into personal, small, mundane things that don't have nothing to do with business. A bunch of nonsense. And this is the reason why we can't get from here to across the street, because we so caught up into a lot of personal stuff that don't have nothing to do with it. But guess what? We're going to stop talking about what we can't do. And why Philadelphia is this and why Philadelphia is that. I had to tell the Cooper guys, like, listen, stop keep saying what we can't do and why we don't do this. And like, we get caught up in that rut of what we can't do. Stop that conversation. You understand? And let's have only conversation that geared towards, you know what? We can do this. We can do that. If we come together, look, if we get this over here, we can do that. Let's just start having those kind of conversations. All you gotta do is just change the mentalities, change the narrative. And if you change the narrative, you change the mindset. And the mindset will put better, positive things into action. And that's what we need to do around here. So, like I said, do for self, fine print, we open for business. We here to be bridges between one another and being like a translator. Because a lot of these dudes in Philadelphia, they don't understand business. They don't understand business. They don't know nothing about an LLC. They don't know nothing about none of the language that none of the lawyers is talking about. They don't know none of that. They winging it, shooting from the hip. So now when executives come down here to Philadelphia, I spoke to some executives. The biggest problem is executives don't even want to come to Philly, because when they come to Philly to talk to to find out about the talent, the team that's around them don't know nothing about business. So we have to begin to posture ourselves as the old heads, as the translators, as guys that can really bring these guys together and translate what corporate America is saying, and translate to corporate America about what this culture is about here in Philadelphia. And that's what we have to do on multiple levels. We got to put Philadelphia on notice that the emergence of hip hop is coming to Philadelphia. There's going to be guys shooting videos with gun props and different things. And this is thing. Don't come running down, killing our most valuable assets, our youth. The same thing what they do to Meek Mills. You understand? He's one of our most valuable, precious jewels that we have. You understand? And they take him down. And Philadelphia have a problem with dealing with their celebrities. Tyrone Owens. We run him out of here. Big time, 6'6", 210-pound, all muscle wide receiver. He's flamboyant because he's a superstar. Allen Iverson, 5'5", 110-pound, point guard, shooting guard, man-child. Riding around in Rolls Royces, saggy pants, braids in his hair with jewels all over the place. These people around here are jealous. They don't know nothing about it. They ain't used to seeing these young, black, strong, powerful black men running around not giving a fuck. Deshaun Jackson, we run him out of here. Flamboyant, big time, super fast, cat quick, wide receiver from Compton. You see a gang member and all this other shit. What's the other guy named? McCoy. They run everybody. They're not used to dealing with African American superstars. So we have to put the city of Philadelphia on notice that, listen, our elected officials, black elected officials, black judges, black DAs, black lawyers, black civil rights leaders, black community leaders, we have to come together and let these people know that this is the emergence, this is the culture shift that's going on into Philadelphia. And we have to be on notice to know that, listen, these are not your next targets. What y'all did to Meek Mills, this is not your next target. PNB Rock ain't your next target. You understand? Rico Havoc, Nizzy Straws, Pound Side Pop, Fat G's, all these other young dudes that's trying to do something, trying to use the only vehicle that they got. That's it. They don't have no education. They don't know nothing else. This is what they got, and they trying to use this as their most valuable asset. And we have to put Philadelphia on notice and let them know about the culture and the culture shift.
Alright, man. Is there anything else you want to let the people know, man? I know y'all got a lot going on, man. Is there anything else you want to let them know before we get out of here?
Free Meek Mills. Go to the petition that we put out, Do4Self/fine print. We just partnered up with another organization called Cut50.org. And we mobilizing, and we basically, you know, constantly keep pushing forward the message to free Meek and try to get him a pardon. And at the end of the day, just stay tuned for other things that we're trying to do in the community. And don't forget that Do4Self will be coming out with another project with Nizzy Shore shortly. And also Fine Print is a branding, culture, lifestyle, imaging consulting firm that we just started, and we do everything.